I know I say this a lot, but today on the Sully Show, we have something that I am very excited about. Now, it's pretty easy to get me excited about drinking whiskey, but this is something that since I've started my whiskey journey, okay, I've been seeing a lot of, have never been able to find it, never even came close to finding it, okay? And I finally got my hands on some. You might be asking yourself what it is, and it is Eagle Rare. I do not have a full bottle of it. Okay, my buddy, he's from Kentucky. He went back home a little bit ago to visit some family. He found some, he bought some, and he was generous enough to give me enough to do a review on. Okay, so got some in the flask right here. He's the same guy that gave me that Angel's Envy. Okay, great guy, amazing. Okay, just always, supportive, always wanted to help me out. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Starting off with the facts, okay? What are we getting into before we start drinking? Well, obviously it's Eagle Rare, but what is all about? Okay, so but the price point of $30 a bottle at MSRP. Now this is one of the most inflated bottles that isn't anything crazy that I've seen. It's not like a Pappy or a Stag or Blanton's or anything like Nuts, but it's a very inflated bottle from the things that I've seen on the Facebook groups and stuff like that I'm in. $50 is a pretty good price to find it at. I've seen people trying to sell it from $70, $100 even. I mean, people just inflating the price of this stuff like crazy. But, $30 bottle, if you can find it for that, you're lucky. But typically in that $50 price range is about where you'll see it at most liquor stores. It is 45% ABV, coming in at 90 proof. So pretty solid right there. Obviously it's nothing like insanely high, but it's, higher for your baseline bourbons of, normally between 30 to 40% for your basic stuff. So it's definitely higher than that at 45%. Now the aromas on this bourbon. We should get some toffee, a little hint of orange peel, alright, some herbs, some oak, some honey, and even some leather. Okay, I've been hearing, watching YouTube videos on other whiskey reviewers and all that. I hear a lot of people say that, oh, this smells like leather. This has a leathery taste or a leathery aroma, whatever. I've never had a bourbon like that. So I'm kind of excited to see, can we detect some leather in this one and kind of understand what are they talking about. Now the flavors that come with this bourbon, the flavors should be bold and dry with delicate notes of candied almonds and powerful, rich cocoa. Okay, so I'm going to guess it's a bit of a sweeter than typical bourbon. Obviously candied almonds kind of sound sweet. Cocoa, it's bitter, but rich cocoa kind of makes you think of sweet, So that's my guess. Probably going to be sweet, but obviously we'll find out in just a minute. Now the finish on this bourbon. The finish should be dry and lingering. So it should stay around for a little bit, but hopefully not too long. And the last note I want to add in about this bourbon, it is aged for a minimum of 10 years. Okay, they don't say exactly how long, but it is aged a minimum of 10 years. So now with all the goodness out of the way of what makes Eagle Rare, it's time to do the best part of the Sully Show, and that's drink. Let's get into it. Oh, that's perfect. That nice amber color right there for you. It's not quite as dark as some other bourbons are. I feel like Jack Daniel's is a little bit darker. Probably not Jim Beam. Jim Beam's probably about the same. But it's a solid amber color. But obviously, we're not here for colors. This ain't kindergarten. This is drinking time. So let's smell it. That smells fairly sweet. I can definitely smell some honey. Some honey, some oak. There's a couple other things in there. Maybe one or two other subtle smells that I can't quite tell what they are. I can smell them, I can tell they're different. I can't quite tell what it is. I don't know if I'd say I smell leather though. You know, like when you walk into like a leather shop or something, it has that very distinct, strong, powerful smell. Obviously, the leather shop is going to be more powerful than in a drink. So there might be some leather there, but I'm definitely not like, ooh, smells leathery. You know, however, it does smell very, very delicious. Let's go ahead and give her a sip. Whew. That is... I just need a minute here. That's delicious. That is absolutely delicious. We're going to start with the burn like we always do. That bite is powerful, but perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect, okay? It lingers, but it doesn't linger for long. It lingers enough to give you that nice, warm, fuzzy feeling as you drink it. But it's not like it's there for forever. And the power in it is just, it hits hard, okay? It hits hard off the bat, but then it dies down a little bit so you can taste it and enjoy the flavors in there. But it doesn't go away. Let's see if we can't detect some of those flavors, though. See if we can't do it. Okay. It's sweet for sure. For sure sweet, but not like an artificial sweet or like a Bird Dog peanut butter or a Jim Beam peach or something like that. It's sweet in like a something that's not typically sweet is sweet kind of way, if that makes sense. It's not a chocolatey or candy sweetness, but it's like a rich, enhanced, earthy sweetness, you know? So I'm tasting some cocoa. I'm tasting a little bit of candied almond type thing from what I would think. Because here's the deal. It tastes amazing. First off, let's get that right off the bat. It is delicious, okay? But it's real mellow and earthy and like typical, not typical bourbon, I guess, but like some of that typical bourbon is mellow, earthiness, I mean, tiniest bit of oaky type deal to it, but it's enhanced by this sweetness, this richness, this deliciousness. Is really what it is. That's the only way to describe this, is pure deliciousness, okay? But before I drink too much of this, let's go ahead, get some ice on it, cool it down, see if it changes anything. And I'm kind of scared to put ice on it. I'm scared because it's so good now, I just don't even want to mess with it, you know? But we have to, because in the name of science, you have to do the full experiment. And as this is a show about science, that's what we have to do. So we will be right back with the ice. We have our Eagle Rare on ice. And it hasn't been on there for long. And I put the big ice ball in there rather than the ice cube because I don't want to water this down. I want to cool it, but I definitely do not want to water this down. At least avoid it as much as possible. Now, one thing I will note, with it being on ice, it has gotten pretty cloudy. Now, it's definitely cloudy. It looks like some coagulating has happened in there, something like that. It looks a little different. It doesn't look bad, though. Let's go ahead and give her a sip. It's not quite as good, okay? That burn that was so perfect to begin with, the power's still there, but it doesn't last. It's like bang, bang, gone, right? Just boom, here, now I'm gone. Can't even see me type deal, It's so quick, it's unfortunate. Alright, so the burn's basically gone. The flavors have kind of just been, they haven't left, but they've been like mixed and muddled, and they're not as distinct and powerful and refined. It's almost like this whole drink has just become cloudy, It's still good. I don't want to say it's bad. it still is delicious. It's just unfortunate. You know, definitely should have left it off the ice. But like I said, we had to do it. I didn't have a choice, okay? It's pretty much, you know, like I said, it's just a cloudier version of when it is neat. But neat, it's so amazing because it's refined and it's complex, but at the same time, clear. You know, like there's a lot going on, but what's going on is very clear. Each thing has its own path, and there's like fine lines in between the flavors and all this stuff. It just makes it easy to understand while being a fairly, you know, not crazy complex, but being a fairly complex, different bourbon than anything else I have had. For the rating, I'm going 5 neat, 100% 5 neat. I think 3.5 on ice. I think I'm going to go 3.5 on ice. So that's a total of 8.5. Not a bad score at all. It really is. I mean, obviously got a 5 neat. Like, it really would have been perfect if I didn't put the ice in it, which is my fault. So, as far as the whiskey goes, absolutely amazing. Just do not put ice in it. Like I said, it's still good. It's still very enjoyable. However, it's a lot better without ice, from my personal opinion. And obviously, my opinion is always right. So basically, it's better without ice. Well, thank you so much for watching. Tune in to other videos. Go check out some old ones. Stay tuned for some new ones. Don't forget to comment, follow me on Instagram, link is down in the description. Subscribe, comment, all that wonderful stuff, and we'll see y'all next time. Until then, keep drinking. Cheers.